Welcome to Comic and Screen. I'm Sam Otten, and I'm joined by my guest, Jason Book from houseofjb.blogspot.ca or the podcast Wrapped in Plastic. Jason, thanks for being here.
Hey, anytime, Sam. My pleasure.
We're going to be talking about some Batman photos that have been released, Batman-related ones, specifically the new Batmobile from Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. There had been some leaked photos that came from fans from the Detroit set because the Batmobile was transported under a tarp and then it was actually put into action in Detroit. So some photos were leaked out, and Zack Snyder took to Twitter and he said, you know what, here's a nice high quality, high resolution photo of it so that we can actually take a good look at it. So that's what we're going to do here. Jason, first reactions to the Batmobile.
Nah, it's a little weak to me, after what we saw in the Nolan films, and thinking about what it looked like in the Dark Knight Returns comics, which probably had some inspiration to Nolan as well. If you're gonna go, that route, then make it crazy and big. But I think because we've already seen that with the tumbler, and they really did a good job of explaining the real world capabilities of it, go a different way. Like, show Batman in something a little sleeker, something maybe like in the 70s comics where it doesn't look like the Batmobile all the time, so it could be believable that this guy is getting around in it before he goes and fights crime. We've already seen the 60s Batmobile, which was super cool and iconic, all the way through to the movies, and then the ending with the Nolan one. I think that they should look at what we've seen and try and do something different.
So you kind of saying he should either have kind of a car that is possible to blend in at least a little bit, or if he's going to go for kind of tank violence, weaponry, that he should go kind of bigger, badder than this one, or
Yeah, that's what I say, because obviously with the look of the costume and stuff, and maybe they're not going to go for something that could blend in, but if you're going to go something that's full out, yeah, you got to go all out. But at the same time, maybe we're going to see multiple Batmobiles or vehicles in the movie.
yeah, I think there's been some speculation on what different vehicles is he going to have. So I'll be curious to see that too. So for me, I can actually understand your points. For me, though, I side a little bit more with the kind of excitement. I want to see it in action, see
Yeah,
what they're going to actually do with it.
I'll give you
Uh,
that for sure.
yeah, and I will say when I first saw the photo, I mean, the photo is kind of cropped up real close to it. And I actually did think it was larger. And then when I actually saw it more in context, I'm like, oh no, it's almost like just the size of a car or kind of a
Yeah.
large car, but it's decked out almost like a tank.
Did you see that clip that was released on the internet of it driving just from
Yeah.
far away?
So yeah, this was Jessica Brasher. So the
Hmm,
story I think originally posted on Batman-news.com.
cool.
But yeah, she saw them actually doing some action with it. Kind of,
Hmm.
it was just basically spoiler alert, but it's basically just coming around a corner.
Yeah.
um,
Big spoiler.
but somebody is going to be driving the Batmobile. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
But yeah, I mean, it was nice to see it in motion because it seemed like it does drive like a car, which could be cool. But it has the weaponry. A lot of people had questions about the guns on the front because Batman's anti-gun, and so
Mm.
it's like, what is he doing with guns clearly on the front of his vehicle? But a lot of people rose to the defense too and say, well, there'd be other purposes other than shooting humans. You either might have some rubber bullets for humans, or you might have something else that you're clearing wreckage from in front of you, or something else.
Good point. Yeah.
So yeah, that I'll wait to see. I mean, that turret in the front is definitely going to do something in the movie.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to kind of wait to see what it is that it's doing. But so I was a little bit. I mean, I had to kind of take a while to get oriented to it.
Mm.
I will say I thought it looked cool. First off, I was kind of happy that they are trying something new with it. And I will say too, I ended up feeling pretty good about it, which also the BatmanNews.com voters
Oh yeah.
actually they had a little quick poll and said, this Batman v Superman Batmobile versus the Tumbler from Nolan, and it was like a 19 percentage point victory for the new Batmobile,
Really?
based on people's
Wow.
first impressions of it. Yeah.
Well, let's see what it looks like and what they do with it, because they've already done the thing in the Nolan films where it kind of separated and became
hmm
something else. So maybe they'll do
hmm
something where it changes somehow with the weaponry or something like that, and then it'll look different after that. Because it's got potential, but I just think to the first glance I was just a little underwhelmed.
Right. And I wonder too if it's like small enough and sleek enough that it could maybe even have like some wings that come out or something. That's maybe it's stretching it a little far, but
Yeah,
like
you
you're
never
saying
know.
with configuration, different configurations, I mean, Batman definitely does stuff like that in the comics. So,
Yeah. I think when we see it in the trailer, that'll be like a lot of this stuff with the Batman versus Superman movie. Like we need to see everything going at once and how it looks and how it's going to work, right?
yeah. I guess I will agree with you on one thing. I mean, to me, it does look a little violent.
Mm.
So to me, I might, like you were saying, prefer maybe a little bit more sleek, maybe
Yeah.
blending in type look. Because I mean, when you're looking at it, man, this thing's got lots of weaponry on it. So he's like doing some sort of military stuff with it. It almost seems like so. To me, that doesn't speak to me as well.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy for Zack Snyder sharing it so that we can actually look at it and start getting excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think these reveals are really cool, and I think that, like I said before, I want to see some footage, like even if it's 30 seconds, like of a trailer, not like an animated thing. I want to see his vision of how he's going to make this all work.
Yeah. Um, Also, it was cool. Zack Snyder posted his kind of ongoing Twitter feud with Star Wars, where he had the
Oh yeah.
Batmobile and the stormtrooper that the Gotham police were kind of arresting for stealing the Batmobile. So that was pretty cool
Oh,
too.
I didn't see that. Yeah, I know because they did those other ones, and those are kind of entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all
Nice.
right. So basically, it sounds like I have some excitement about it. You have some skepticism about it. I can see your points for sure, but mainly, it sounds like both of us are just kind of looking forward to seeing how it moves, seeing it in action.
Yes, definitely. Like I keep saying, like if they're gonna try and do things that are similar to what have already been done in those last three movies, I don't think they're gonna be able to beat those movies in terms of how they were portrayed. So I think
Hmm.
that some of them they need to go in a different direction because it gives them more freedom to work with, I think.
Yeah. And to me too, I hope. I mean, this puts a lot of attention on Batman,
Yeah,
but I think the way that you can not directly compete with Nolan's films is to make it more of a Superman story, and
definitely.
it's sort of right now it feels a little skewed because it's Batman images that are being released right now. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping that still at the end of the day, it's really a Superman story, and then I think that sets it on its own kind of platform too.
Yeah, give us some Wonder Woman, right?
And that too, yeah, for sure. So, all right, thanks. We'll have to get back together if they release this thing as it's kind of officially moving down the road.
Sounds good.